on, guys? It's Dr. Rusilko back with the second episode of No Bullshit Medicine with my special guest, Brett Romberg.
Howdy, how are you, man?
Oh, fantastic.
How you been? Like, you look good, man.
It's all this quarantining, man. You get
life...
to sit back, relax. You know, when we're allowed to see sun, we're allowed to see sun. You know?
I had to check with my accountant when I got in here because I think like you have to be in an upper tax bracket to be over here. This is this is not a bad place to come in and have a view at where your workplace. Man.
Exactly.
It's
I'm in Miami trip.
Man, if you're gonna have to quarantine, this is definitely not the worst place.
No doubt in my mind. Yeah, I've seen a lot of good-looking people. Saw a lot of 10s walking in.
Yeah, a couple 10s.
Regardless of the face masks, yeah, you'll get. You like women always have like the deceiving sunglasses thing, where you can never trust these big giant frames, and they're really deceiving because you pull a girl's eyeglasses off and it's over with.
Oh, it's a whole new ballgame.
They go from a freaking 9 down to about a 6.
It's a man, baby.
And all of a sudden, now you got the face mask accompanying that. I went into Whole Foods for the first time this morning, and I was like, damn it, man, look at all these people. Oh, hold on a minute. There goes the mask.
And then plus you have the whole Lululemon aspect. So now they're concealing, I mean, like,
goddamn
what's going
Canadian
on
company.
with this?
That's a goddamn Canadian company. I loved them until
Canucks.
that. Oh, my God. Yeah, they're hurting feelings left and right all over the place.
So Brett is actually from Windsor, Ontario,
Yeah, Windsor,
correct?
Ontario, Canadian, man.
God bless you, Canadian people. You're so fucking nice, eh?
Canadian dude, transplant.
Canadian.
Yeah, Canuck.
Back in the day, I actually played hockey up in Georgetown and Hamilton and all those areas.
Yeah, man,
so,
I remember that.
Oh, man, I love my Canuck.
Canada is like a loft apartment over a really great party, you know?
There's so many degrees of separation going on.
There is, man.
It really is. It really is.
So it was funny. I actually read a stat that you were labeled as, in Miami, the best import since a case of Labatt's Blue.
This man is the finest Canadian import since Pam Anderson's Rack.
That's a good stat.
That's not bad. That's a hell of a
crown.
pickup line.
I'll wear that crown. I like that one a lot.
So how was your time at Miami? I'm curious.
The best.
The best?
Oh, yeah, to be perfectly honest with you.
You have a lady too, right? We're going to meet her in a little bit?
Yeah, one of them.
I'm telling you right now, from what I can remember, it really was the best. Like I hate to say that I peaked at 21, but I think I really did peak at 21. And those years, those 4 years in college were freaking amazing, man. And like yeah, and a lot of guys that I play with, obviously, people are very familiar with the Ed Reeds of the world, the Sean Taylors and Reggie Waynes and Edgerrin Jameses. Yeah, all these the guys that are going in the NFL Hall of Fame now, not just the NFL, the Hall of Fame, left and right. My God, I see what you got going on here.
Yeah, so it's very distracting.
I gotta be pretty focused here.
I'm in Miami trick.
But yeah, the names that I can rip off are basically endless.
Oh no, man! I was going over who you
remarkable.
play with the other night on Wikipedia and everything. I was like, Jesus Christ, man! You were rocking and rolling.
He never allowed a sack in his career as the Hurricane center.
Yeah, I was probably the least. Might be a pretty popular name, but in terms of productivity in the NFL, I might have been one of the least ones out of those guys. But yeah, it was.
But hey, no. So you've also won the Remington Award,
yeah,
correct?
Yeah, I got that. That was
cool. That's a top center in all of college football.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was up for it the year before, my junior year. Me and Shockey were debating on going out early.
Shockey, he is a
yeah, Jeremy.
He is a trip, man.
That's a whole other spirit animal right there. But yeah, Jeremy elected to leave early. I was contemplating it. I stayed, and then the following year, I did the whole All-American Remington Award-winning.
Yeah, congratulations,
tour.
man.
Thank you.
Aren't I the popular one?
I had submitted a bunch of questions that people could ask, and one of the big ones was, did you enjoy your time in college more so than in the NFL? Or?
100%. Oh, I guarantee you ask any NFL football player.
Now, why is that? Is it because you're playing for just yourselves, or is it more of a business when you get to the NFL?
Yeah, I think the business robs a lot of the love of the game from you, to be honest with you.
We're not going to let this money change us.
What are you talking about? This money is our ticket to the good life, starting now. I just bought a giant room full of gold coins, and I'm going to dive into it like Scrooge McDuck.
At the end of the day, it's your job. It puts food on your table. It pays your mortgage. Ultimately, it is your job.
Why does it say pepper jam when there is no pepper jam? I swear to God, one of these days, I just kick this piece of
And in college, your lone responsibility is just to show up and be accountable and be on time. And even that sometimes is very difficult to do.
Tough,
yes,
right?
Yeah. Attending classes is not even one of the most difficult things in the world when it comes to that kind of thing. But yeah, man, the school itself is freaking amazing. I love Miami more than anything. I love the school. I wear that thing on my sleeve. It's something that's probably one of the most passionate things in my life.
I was going to say, so it was actually me and a good friend of mine, Jose. I actually got to first meet you at the
yeah, man.
The whole mahi shootout. That was a blast.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, Brett is a huge fisherman, as I am.
Are you referring to my body size, or are you referring like the fact that I'm a fan of fishing?
Maybe both.
A little bit of the two. I noticed that you put the sour cream in front of my microphone for the fat kid joke.
It's booze, bacon, and more booze. So that's kind of the theme. Today is brought to you by
Coronas.
Hey, salute.
Yes, salute on that one. Cheers, my friend.
Salute.
Here we go. So we're going to jump into some Johnny Walker Blue in a second.
Of course, I'm going to go ahead and wet the whistle.
We're going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo just a little bit late, but hey, why the hell not?
At least I won't be unoriginal.
I don't even know what day it is, to be honest with you.
I fucking no clue, man. I think it's Saturday, isn't it?
I'm glad it's in May, though. I'm glad we're in May. I learned that a few days ago. That's good.
So what are your thoughts on this whole quarantine that we're going through?
I'm a mixed ball of emotion, to be honest with you, when it comes to it. My wife is the paranoid, polarizing exaggerator.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
She's like a little OCD-ish.
Like all women, then?
Yeah, typical. And then she's Latin, so it even, it's gasoline.
God, that's a double whammy.
So on top of that, it's
Holy
gasoline.
Shit.
Yeah. She's coven, man. She's a coven. So she's got that going on. And for real, she's a little bit more paranoid than I am. For the most part, she really hasn't gone anywhere. And I don't know if it's the kids or the wife or what it is. I just can't wait to get out of the house.
I want to break free.
So I'm out of the house all the time. I go to wherever I got to go to, Publix, Target, you name it, I'm gone. I get pissed when they tell me to put my mask on.
Oh my God! I literally, when I went to get this fucking beer a second ago, they're like, I almost got tackled. I walked in, the guys, you can't come in. I was like, motherfucker, are you serious?
Yeah, man. I don't know. What I find more annoying is the people that are in their vehicles with the windows up, with their masks on,
and then smoking, like mask down, cigarette, mask up, grabbing your dog.
shooting heroin at the same time. No,
exactly. It's pretty much what's going on. You know what I mean? I love seeing women who are at the grocery store. They don't want you within 6 feet of them, yet they'll pick their dog up who's been licking its own asshole all day long.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
It's eating 7 different dogs of shit on the side of the street.
But that's okay. But if you stand within 6 feet of me, I'm gonna have a conniption shit.
I learned this the other day running in my neighborhood with my wife. There was a lady that kind of like panicked and did the old frickin' Walter Payton, like, which side of the street you're going on? And I looked at her, I'm like, the fucking street's 15 feet wide, man. Like, calm down. Like, relax. Take it easy a little bit. She had gloves on, head on, frickin' full suit, covered, you name it. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. I was like, wow, get your exercise in. And then this morning, my first trip to Whole Foods I've ever done, I go in there and I'm standing at the butcher aisle, getting ready to go ahead and grab me some meat. Got a little scrimps.
Some meat, red meat.
Got a little sausages. And I'm over there looking, and this dude kind of like cuts in front of me. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, man. You go ahead. He was with his wife. And all of a sudden, golly, man. All of a sudden, I look at him, and he's like looking me up and down, giving me the whole peripheral vision thing. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And he goes, 6 feet, man. I said, what? He goes, 6 feet. Yeah. I looked at him, I said, 6 feet? I said, I don't know how big your dick is, man. I said, but we got 6 feet, man.
That's what you want. There. You like it. You like it.
I said, we got 6 feet. Trust me. We're okay, bro. We're okay. I was pissed. My wife goes, why do you got to be an asshole? Man. And then I started going into like, okay, statistical data, and I'm like going through my head about like, different demographics that are more susceptible to COVID, like the African American, the Asian, and I'm going through my mind. I'm like, what can I throw at him? What can I throw? And I just said, whatever, bro.
Fuck it.
Leave it alone. I don't want to think too much this early in the morning.
The whole polarizing aspect of it now. So everybody's like, oh, it's such a racist thing. African American people. I was like, it's sickle cell anemia.
In people with sickle cell disease, their red blood cells become deformed, turning sickle-shaped. The bone marrow tries to make more red cells to make up for the loss, but can't keep up, causing anemia. Their new shape keeps them from moving properly through the body, and the misshapen cells can jam up and stick to the walls of the blood vessels. These clumps cut off oxygen to healthy tissue.
It's genetic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Predisposition.
Exactly.
That's
So
totally,
everybody
yeah.
doesn't understand that aspect of it, and this whole fear mongering's going on. It was funny the other day, on your Instagram page, I believe we
got into it really good.
Yeah, we did. Brett had posted a statistical
Earlier
meme.
on too. This was like before the president shut the country down. This was even before the NBA shut things down. So this was like the first week of March, I believe. It was around March 8th or 9th. The actual graph that was posted about the different things in the United States that was killing people. I don't know if it was globally or just in North America. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was North America.
North America. And, drunk driving, suicide,
Carol
COPD.
Baskin.
You can't forget her.
I had to get a Tiger King reference in. I had to.
First of all, you people up there in Washington and the White House and the Senate and the Congress and everything else, you need to work 4 years and then you need to get out and get a real fucking job.
You had to get her in there. There was like multiple different reasons for dying in the United States. And then all of a sudden, way down the list, basically at the lower half of it was COVID. Mm-hmm. And that was posted like in the 9th. And I love when people are always questioning your posts about a month and a half after you actually post that.
Right.
And he's talking about, now he's starting to give me a daily tally of how many people have died from COVID globally, not regionally, not regionally, globally. He wants me to find out. Yeah, and I'm just like, to be perfectly honest, I really don't care what's going on the other side of the world. To be honest with you, they're not paying my bills, and I'm not too concerned with them. I don't have any family members over there, so F it. That's the way I feel.
The whole concept is, look, that's socialized medicine. Hurry up and wait. Italy? What do you think? You got to sit there and wait. It's the worst medicine in the world.
Did you see? Did you see the other statistic when the guy was going off in Congress?
Non dite anche qui 25.000 morti. Non è vero. Non usate i morti per retorica e per terrorismo. I dati dell'Istituto Superiore della Sanità dicono che il 96,3% sono morti per altre patologie. Esattamente i dati, i numeri. Dice questo. È la verità.
When they're in Parliament or whatnot, and Buddy's yelling at the president. He keeps addressing the president, and then the Speaker of the House has to keep telling him, please do not address the president. Please don't talk to the president. And he's going back and forth and saying, stop lying, man.
Ho semplicemente detto che i numeri li danno tutti, ma non diano numeri falsi. Non sono morte in Italia 25.000 persone di coronavirus. Non è vero. È un modo per terrorizzare gli italiani e imporre una dittatura del consenso. È ridicolo.
96.3% of the people that have died didn't die from freaking COVID.
No, just because you die with COVID doesn't mean you died of COVID.
Technically, even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.
With all due respect, what the fuck are you talking about?
And the alarming statistic as well about the amount of money that Medicaid
It's fucking bananas. The CARES Act. Nobody wants to research this shit. The CARES Act was instituted, I think it was like April 20th or whatever it is. It literally gives hospitals free reign. If somebody comes in with a bellyache, a headache, a cough, any fucking thing, a gunshot wound to the fucking head, COVID. Why? Because
you put $1 in front of it.
Yeah, hospitals are getting 20% more per procedure. So you add that up to ventilators and fucking IVs and everything. That's 20% more. Now the hospitals have sat there, and courtesy of the government, they aren't allowed to perform elective surgeries.
Right.
Meaning that's 48% average, anywhere from 48 to 56% of a hospital's income.
Correct.
So now you've basically cut their legs out. If I was the CEO of a hospital, I'm making it fucking rain COVID.
Yeah, people don't understand that hospitals are privately owned.
Duh. It's a fucking business. At the end of the day,
totally.
Yeah, doctors could be great and all. They don't fucking, at the end of the day, a doctor's a puppet when it comes to a hospital. You know what I mean? Like, a hospital is a business, and the biggest business in the world is big pharma.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Of course.
And again, you got all these things, hydrochloroquine, all that kind of stuff, super cheap. Now they got all these new drugs coming out that are costing crazy dollars because it's not a generic, oh, that doesn't work. We need this medication or this medication. Yeah. And people don't want to look at that. You know what I mean? It's fucking bananas.
What blows my mind was hearing a lot of conversation about, from my friends in particular. I got some friends that are those elective surgery kind of people.
Okay.
They, they'll do fat people surgeries. I don't know if I'm fat shaming. I'm fat myself, so fuck you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this tape is making my nuts rub together.
It is what it is. Lap bands.
I'm going to have a piece of bacon after you say that.
Kudos. Yeah, clog the artery a little bit. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
A little sodium in, like I need it. I'm retaining water already. But yeah, man, like they're getting. This is another thing. The pop-up hospitals that they've been doing. The Miami Beach Convention Center, for instance.
Jesus.
I know up in Detroit, they have the whole where they're about to have the auto show. That convention center is fully loaded with hospital beds and equipment. That's what the National Guard was sent in to do, is set all that up, set all that stuff up. And not one patient is in them, and yet these doctors are signing contracts for $50,000 a month to sit there. My elective surgery buddies.
Where do I sign up for that? I mean,
my elective surgery buddies, literally, that are employed by either Jackson, UHealth, you name it, that are populating these little pop-up hospitals.
Really?
$50,000 a month. They're on, and they just show up and just twiddle thumbs. No patients, no nothing.
Jesus.
No patients, no nothing, man. Just getting buku amounts of money.
I'm telling you, man, this is.
Isn't that crazy to you?
Mind fucking blowing.
It's unbelievable.
It really is, and nobody wants to call shit on it. You know, like you have all those doctors, and I think it was California, who posted their results after 5,300 whatever it was tests they've done COVID-wise.
And I say, do we need to still shelter in place? Our answer is emphatically no.
YouTube has taken their shit off, I don't know, 8 times.
I know, I
maybe?
tried to share the thing that I sent you, I tried to share it. They removed it.
Gone.
The link, posted by Bakersfield TV affiliate ABC 23, garnered over 5 million views before ultimately being taken down by YouTube for violating its community guidelines.
To the point where if you aren't wearing a mask or if you question anything, you're being shamed for it. You know what I mean?
I do get that, like, feeling everywhere I go.
It is. Oh my God! No, everybody's dying. Shit, people die every fucking day.
That's the problem I get, and I feel bad once in a while, like on my radio show, and I'll talk about it, and I'll give everybody updates, how many people have died, and you know how many cases there are and stuff. But I always piggyback it with like the news of, you do realize that the reason why they died wasn't because of this, right? Like, you realize that, you know, your friend just died because he's been drinking and smoking and doing every drug imaginable for the last 15 years, 20 years.
There's a penance you have to receive after that. I mean, like, you know, if you want to sit there and treat your body like a tent, congratulations.
No, I know.
Shit happens. You know what I mean? Like,
you're looking for it, man. You want to burn the candle at both ends. You're gonna have to pay for it once in a while. I put it this way: when I lost my dad, like almost 2 years ago, my old man rocked hard. He lived life like he was on a goddamn tour bus, like a roadie of some hardcore band, like GNR back in the day when these guys are just living life. And I'm a firm believer. If he was alive today, brother, he would have been gone right when this thing started, because when he got in the hospital with like a little bit of a lung fluid situation, they found out he had COPD, and then this started failing, and then his heart had some issues, and then his liver was shut because the dude smoked 950 cigarettes a day. He drank a case of beer. He smoked a bunch of weed. That's the lifestyle. And if you want to fucking play like that, man, you're gonna have to pay at some point in time.
The piper will come.
I'm telling you, you want to soar with the Eagles in the morning, bro. You better be able to freaking get up. Get going, man. Don't be hooting with the Owls all night long. You got to go.
For sure.
It's tough.
So this actually kind of brings me to another question that we had was, when it comes to the CTE and everybody in football who comes out of that and is in a bad situation, whether it's from concussions or injuries and stuff like that,
right.
How does somebody such as yourself, who's been in the depths of the most physical sport you can possibly think of, how do you prepare for that aspect? Because now you've just treated your body, I mean, from the exercises and the getting beat up and all that kind of stuff. Now all of a sudden you switch to this kind of life.
Right.
How do you transition into that to basically maintain who you are, but at the same time be healthy about it?
It's really tough, to be honest with you. There's a reason why there's a lot of depression in professional athletes, whether it's the roar of the crowd that they miss, or that camaraderie in the locker room, or the fact that they were making a shit ton of money and now they don't really have anything to fall back on. There's multiple different reasons why people are getting like super depressed and crying about it. But a lot of it is like the drugs that you got to take while you're playing ball. Sure. Like and roids, like people think that, oh, you're a professional athlete, you take steroids. No, roids don't happen in the NFL. You get so randomly tested, and there's so many different things out there that you'll get popped immediately. And the one thing that the NFL does frown upon is that, like, you'll get the positive weed test, you'll get put in the program, you get tested positive for coke, you'll get put in the program, that kind of thing. But when it comes to that performance enhancing shit, they don't play any games. So the roid thing, like, to be perfectly honest with you, I might have saw one kid in college, even back in like the late 90s, not even in the 2000s, the late 90s, that I knew that might have done gas in the summer. Yeah, baby, starting defense. When he went home.
But not during.
Not during ball. No, because you're you'll test positive. Especially, isn't it like a 30-day thing? Like if you take oil-based steroids or something like that, and water-based is not even a good point.
Day. So now you have everything from peptides. I mean, you got unique testosterone that's in and out of your system within like an hour of it. So I mean, so the question is now, do you think as the medications and all this stuff advances, do you think people are now being more liberal because, this stuff's out of my system in a day, I'll just take a shot now, I'm good to go?
I know at the end of my era, human growth hormone, HGH, was one of the big things that everybody kind of got on.
I think the chairman was very clear that testing should begin in the next 2 weeks, or else he will expect to see us all in here again.
Did the players agree to that?
Everyone around the table agreed to that, yes.
We're going to work on a fair process here to implement HGH testing in a fair and safe way.
They're not testing for it. They found it like an invasion of privacy for the most part, because you have to test immediately after a game or whatever, after competition, because they're not going to test you on a Friday, especially if you got a game on Sunday. So growth started becoming big in my tenure, especially with the older guys, the veteran. And nowadays, to be perfectly honest with you, the stuff that's available for everybody now, like you're talking about different peptides, test therapy, it's almost like acceptable. It's almost like every other commercial on a television or a radio is either a soft dick.
To your little fella, and he'll look after you. Health and lifestyle issues can lead to erection problems. See a doctor.
Or you got to get back to feeling young again.
Exactly.
Which is like,
welcome to lifestyle medicine, folks.
No doubt about it. So, it's the things that's just driving humanity, the quest of being better, younger, faster, stronger, and ultimately keeping up with, especially if you're in your late 20s, it's sad to say, you're kind of considered old. I'll never forget sitting across from the table in a lunchroom from some fucking rookie kid that looks at me and he's like, wait a minute, oh my God, you're the long blonde-haired center from Miami back in the day. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, I remember that, man. Oh my God, I was in the 7th grade. And I just looked at him like 11. I'm doing the math. I'm like fucking 11 or 12 years old. Oh my God, like I'm old. I'm literally sitting across from this kid ready to kill him. But he was like our draft pick. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm old. And you're not even 30 yet. You know what I mean?
That's true, man.
And then once you hit that 30 wall, I don't know what it was, but 30 hurt. Like 30, everything else hurt after 30. Like
really?
Oh my God. Because I was never. Nowadays, obviously, you have like dietitians, and you got a lot of different things going on that'll help a player be good and take you to that next level. Even at the youth levels, collegiately even. I go back to the University of Miami, and these kids got like chefs there. They have like food provided. Fuck, we were walking to the cafeteria eating pizza and French fries. You know what I mean?
Good old days.
Roddy White used to come into the game day of the Atlanta Falcons, one of the biggest wide receivers in the NFL, and was eating McDonald's breakfast before games. It's just like it's a total different time now, man. It's a total different time.
That's true. It's so streamlined because again, everything's more about getting more people in the stands, making it more interesting. If you're in better shape, you're in better shape.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely interesting. So I'm curious. I grew up playing hockey. I was actually offered to play professional hockey, but I begrudgingly went into medicine, which I'm very happy that.
But that's like a family thing, right? Did you do that because of your brother or no?
Well, it was funny. So I was accepted to medical school out of high school. My brother was the first person to get accepted to Gannon University, the pre-med program, which you truncate certain years of college, so you could just skip years and go into it right into medical school. And
so you smart then.
Well, again, see, this is why my father and I go on record, and he hates when I do it, but then he loves when I finish it. I hated him growing up. I think
a lot of guys.
I would, because when I grew up, from 6th grade until 12th, I worked on a farm, baling hay, milking cows, and shoveling shit.
Oh, so you're grinding.
Oh my God! And why? Because it's going to make you a man.
Implementing that work ethic.
I'm not stupid. He wanted to go hunt the property, so he was fucking renting me out.
Right.
But I didn't understand it, so I'd sit there and just let him drop dead. I hate this man. And what he was doing, which I realized, was he was actually turning me to a man.
I can't swim.
You can't what?
I can't swim.
How old are you?
6.
And that's what you don't have this day and age. You got people getting coddled. Oh, get my son a participation trophy. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Everybody gets a trophy mentality.
It's insane. Yeah. It's fucking bananas.
And in looking at it, because I even had a big conversation with this guy that I know very, very well. He has like an infectious disease company. And we've been going back and forth talking quite a bit. And he literally sounds like a shaman. Like in speaking to him, I thought I was in like Peru doing ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca is actually a combination of the leaves of one plant and the vines of another, neither of which have any hallucinogenic power on their own. But the leaves do contain DMT, which is structurally similar to your neurotransmitter serotonin and to the chemical found in magic mushrooms. Many who drink ayahuasca are seeking to reconcile with their thoughts and emotions, as well as past and present traumatic events. Afterwards, most feel more at ease with their thoughts and more accepting of their present situation. The default mode network is a distinct area of the brain that, if overactive, is associated with depression, anxiety, and social phobia. And fMRI brain scans show that ayahuasca causes a significant decrease in activity within the default mode network. This is usually linked with a meditative state and explains why some ayahuasca drinkers feel at peace with themselves and find a renewed sense of purpose after a trip. Additionally, DMT has been linked with proteins that promote the maintenance of long-term memory, neuroplasticity, and the regeneration of new neurons. It can bind to specific receptors found in mitochondria and endoplasmic reticula, and may even have the potential to kill certain cancerous cells. On top of this, alkaloids from the vine have been shown to induce apoptosis in mice melanoma cells and certain liver cancer cells in humans. This is not to say that ayahuasca is a replacement for radiation or chemotherapy, but it may hold future possibilities for cancer research.
It's not a spiritual conversation by any means, but it makes you open your third eye when you talk to the guy. It's remarkable. It's very interesting. And I went into the conversation with him talking about millennials and talking about the new age of kids. And
surprising thing, I actually am a millennial.
Are you considered?
I'm an 84. Yeah, it goes 84.
Oh my God, yeah, you are.
Yeah, as terrifying as that is, I don't like telling people that. You know what I mean? I was like, it's like saying I have COVID to me. You know what I mean? Like,
hold on, totally jumping around. I almost feel like it's like admitting that you have AIDS. Like you almost got a sexually transmitted disease when you got something like it's like almost like a shameful admission.
You boys both have the virus? Are you sure?
We're not just sure. We're HIV positive. Will you stop it with that?
Or I had COVID.
Oh my God, you got COVID, and then all of a
It's
sudden
like,
people just, slowly back over.
up from you. It's like wearing that mask to me is a scarlet fucking letter. You walk around,
That's a good
It's
one.
terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, China has turned us into China. You get in a plane anywhere in Asia, it's a bunch of people with fucking masks, and now all of a sudden you can't go to Publix without
I never
that.
understood that. Like, you go to big cities like New York, or you go to like LA or San Francisco, and you would always see the Asian population walking around with the mask on. You're like, why the fuck are they doing that? What are they doing that for, man? What's the problem? Do they know something that I don't know? Like, what is the deal? Why do they do that? It's just a puzzling, pissing me off kind of thing that I've never come to a conclusion
I get more and more angry. The more masks I see, the more rage I get.
Well, what about the fact that like every Uber driver now in America is like importing fucking face masks? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the stock market. By the time that, like, if the cab driver's giving you a stock tip, it's kind of done with. You know what I mean? Like forget
It's
about
over,
it. Yeah,
yes.
it's over. Everybody's doing it now. It's got to be over with. Because I got a few phone calls as of late, like, hey man, do you want to go in on like 25 grand on? We're getting like 10,000 masks ships over every 3 weeks.
It's like drug dealing. It's like the cartels. Like, yo, I got masks, I got COVID test. You're like,
my goddamn
I got
patio
toilet paper.
furniture guy called me, asked me if I wanted to get on hand sanitizing containers that are coming over here.
Damn, man. It's
patio
it's
furniture
insane.
converted to hand sanitizer.
Wow. That is fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Opportunistic.
It is, again, just like the infection. It's opportunistic. Yeah. You see something that's weak and you prey on it.
Totally.
You know?
And that's sad, man. That's the sad thing about this thing is, I say this all the time. Generally, as people, as human beings, I think the majority of us are just idiots. And we're sheep. And we follow whatever kind of manipulated message that is getting put forth through the media. And obviously, anytime you incorporate money behind it and the status of power, that's why I was like a firm believer when Trump took office that it was a freaking dollar bet between him and his rich buddies saying, dude, $1, I'll be the president, I'll be the president. They're like, yeah, fuck you. I'll bet you the dollar, then fine. You know what I mean? The whole trading places thing.
Just bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put y'all in the poorhouse at the same time. You didn't think we could do it. I won.
I lost. $1.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet you the dollar. Finally, he gets it. Everything was cool as a cucumber until about 3 or 4 months ago, and now he's like, fuck, I don't know if I want to go another 4.
Exactly, man.
I don't know if I want to be dealt with this, man. Everything was screaming. Jobs, economy. We were like killing China. China was like starting to go down with the GDP, and everything was looking pretty fishy over there. And then all of a sudden now it's just like, whoa, hold on. So
back up.
Now I'm going to be the one responsible and put this on my title? No, I don't know, man.
Time out on this fucker.
I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. One of the guys that I know that's in the media as well, he said something about Trump obviously went from, castle to shithouse when it comes to the economy and job claims and all this other stuff, which is one of the things that he used to stand upon, on his pedestal. And he said, I don't know if Trump is going to get reelected. And I said, I'm sorry, did you fucking find another candidate? Did you find another nomination?
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun.
What the heck are you talking about?
And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So it was trained and then watch the hair come back up again. And I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
The fuck you talking about?
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Found somebody
on the
dementia.
Democratic side
That's
that's going to go for real? Like, did you figure somebody else out that I didn't know that just started running again? That dude can fucking fall asleep and get COVID right now for the next 4 months and still become the president.
He forgets what he's talking about 2 minutes into the conversation, and again he starts pulling up shit about like kids touching my legs and all this weird stuff.
Keep your liver-spotted hands off my beautiful mother. She's a saint.
They're gonna get laughed off a stage, sniffing, yeah.
Sniffy Joe.
Sniffy Joe. Oh my God! Well, actually, what we're gonna do now is, could you grab me the? There's ice in that thing. We're gonna bust out some Johnny Walker.
We're going with the hard stuff.
It's time to go. Yes. So wait, hold on. Back to it. So now I grew up playing hockey almost on a professional level. What would you consider, since you're an Canadian boy, would you consider hockey or football more of a physical sport?
Ooh, that's tough. Fuck, the only thing that I would go back to is the fact that hockey players are just smaller than football players. Like even the smallest football player, which I would go with like maybe a wide receiver or defensive back, they're still 200 pounds.
Yeah, for sure.
And 200 pounds in hockey, you got to be 6'4". You know, you got to be a bigger dude, you know? So in terms of physicality, maybe because of the repetition of how many times you guys got to get skates on and do morning skates and do a game and that kind of thing, I could understand the hockey thing. And there's really no other sport where you could just drop gloves and scrap.
Get that glove off and his hand free. And, there's a right hand. Oh, down goes Beagle. Solid right hand by Aaron Ashton.
See, that's what I like about it.
As much as I want that to happen in football.
Man, how good would that be, though, right?
That would be, you got a better idea of how to open it. That's expensive stuff, man.
It is stuff.
You know you're fucking poor when you don't even know how to open it. That's a lesson to be learned.
Oh, here we go.
Is that new? Is that like a new way to open that bottle? No, I'm talking about the way to open it, like the whole push button stuff.
Honestly,
because I got the suitcase now. I got the big old velvet
the big guy.
leather suitcase, the one that's like all lined that looks like it's a goddamn.
You got the fancy shit, man. This is like off the shelf here. See if we can open her up.
I love how that bottle just looks like my urine.
Doesn't it?
It's unbelievable.
It's like heaven.
Just dehydrated, horrible. I need a glass of cranberry juice kind of stuff.
Johnny Walker Blue, everyone.
Let
yes,
that
we're
boy
taking
breathe.
sponsorships.
So what do we got here on the
Johnny
cover?
Walker's looking.
You got a nice ox, or what is this?
The Big Five. So I am a hunter as much as everybody.
Oh, so when you go hunting in Africa, you get those big five animals.
Exactly. So this is 3 of the Big Five.
Self-explanatory.
Heck yes.
Have you ever gotten a rhino before?
So this is funny.
I thought you're not allowed to kill rhinos. Here you go, senor.
I had gone over there, and it was funny because with Africa, people don't understand how regulated the hunting actually is. So I went over there and I did a green hunt for a rhino.
Ready? What does that mean?
What a green hunt is where you actually go out and you hunt a rhino, which I did, but you hunt it with a dart, with a vet. So now you go out there and you put this rhino down.
I like that.
It was phenomenal. And again, I have, and I'm proud out of it.
You get the experience of making the kill. You get your photograph.
Exactly. And now what happens is, so I pay X amount of dollars to do this. It covers the vet bills. Now they're giving that rhino vaccines. They're testing its blood. They're
actually awesome, actually.
Which the cool thing is, so now people understand a rhino's horn is basically like your nails. It will regrow. So we clip the actual horns off, and what happens is that prevents, so if a poacher's going by, it's a serious deal.
They want that horn, yeah.
They estimate between 1,000 and 1,300 rhinos are shot every year in South Africa, by poachers. And this is all why. For some of the eastern countries, this little thing means way more than it should. It's made of keratin, basically, same as your fingernails. Legally, this is not worth anything. The rhinos are, maybe worth $30,000 US, somewhere there, $40,000 US for a live rhino. legal hunt or anything like that. Illegally on the black market, you take that price and you can 10 times it.
So we actually clipped the horns off, and it was one of the most unique experiences because now I'm out there with a dart gun. I have to get even closer than with a bow and arrow. And this thing is out there in the video. I had a whole film crew with me.
So it's almost like a stock feeling with your bow and arrow. That's really cool.
100%. So we get up there, and of course that rhino goes off, and then what do we have to do? We jump in a helicopter, and we have to go find this fucking thing now. So we're chasing this rhino with a fucking helicopter. It starts to teeter and fall. We land. We get out. We're taking blood, clipping the horns. I mean, it was one of the most unique experiences I've ever done.
And it's really benefiting the animal and the population.
So what we did basically, one of the reasons we did this Vita dart hunt was to remove the horns from these rhinos so that they are protected against the poachers and hopefully less of a incentive for the poacher to go after them. These guys that has these rhinos in South Africa, they have 24 hours surveillance on them. You know, that costs them a huge amount of money to look after these animals. They are 24 hours going after and having to look after them with armed guards to try and stop these illegal poachers to come and poach these wonderful animals.
Why wouldn't they do that with any other kind of species?
So with the rhino, which is unique, people understand in Africa, and this is when I did, I'm not sure if it's still like that, you have to actually, if you want to have rhinos on your property, you actually have to have 2 trackers who are always with that rhino at all times, or at least monitoring it. So it's very expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive to have a rhino on your property.
To legalize the trade in rhino horn, most of the owners of rhino in South Africa has been dehorning them for years now to protect them against poaching. If we legalize this to sell it legally, there's a huge stockpile out there, and hopefully that will bring the value down, firstly. Plus, then these guys that spend lots and lots of money protecting these animals can maybe get a little bit of a return on their expenditure.
Got it.
So now all this money goes into it, and of course they've shut down the rhino horn trade and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
But if you look at the back end, open that up. Let people sell clipped rhino horns. It's going to take down poaching. Poaching is what's killing everything. It's not hunting. If you do this properly and humanely, that's the only way it's going to work. They've closed this down, so now all of these landowners are like, dude, if they don't open up the rhino horn trade, we're just going to kill it because they can't afford to keep those rhinos on their property.
If we as private owners could have a way to get some money back to cover for our security and our vets for this, everything costs money, but there's no income because nobody wants to keep a live rhino at the moment because the risk is too big, they're going to poach it. And somebody could come here by me and shoot it at night and cut the whole horn off. I mean, we've left about 5-6 inches on the rhino. Together with that, they walk out here as a millionaire. But I am, as the owner, I'm sitting with this as a responsibility now. I must retip it. I must DNA it. It's licensed on my name. I can't sell it. It's just a liability. But there should be, according to me, that there should be a way to do it. Yeah.
You know, everybody's like, oh my God, you know, it's a rhino, it's this. Okay, pay to play. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful animal, but at the end of the day, I mean, are you going to start paying, you know, $8,000 a month to keep this thing on your property?
Oh, it's tough.
It is. It's tough.
Yeah, let people come in. Let people come in and experience that. Oh man, I never even knew that existed.
It's the coolest thing I ever did. I mean, it was fun because you go out there, you meet the vet, you go over everything, and you're actually shooting a dart with it's like a type of morphine, I guess you would. And if they said if one drop were to get into your system,
shut down.
Oh, it was bananas, dude. So you're walking around this thing that, I mean, but no, it was cool. It was super, super cool.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
We're gonna wake him up. Yeah, that's the tumble.
Waking a rhino up. Nice little IV push. Awesome.
Come this side.
I like that.
Well, here, cheers, by the way.
Yeah, man. Salute.
Johnny Walker Blue, thank you. There we go.
Ironically, I got the rhino.
What did I get? Oh, Black Death, Cape Buffalo. Heck yes.
Oh, you could taste the woody immediately, huh? You could taste the wood in that bad boy.
Little oaky on this guy.
Yeah.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
That's fantastic. So this is how the other half lives, huh? I like that. I do podcasts with fucking tap water and maybe a slice of Domino's pizza for $6.99. But
we got bacon, we got tacos,
bacon, tacos,
Johnny Walker
Blue Label, and a Corona Extra to warm your mouth up. I like
man.
it.
Life's too short to be boring, right?
Hell yeah, man. I that's one of the things that I hope people are like taking out of this whole quarantining pandemic thing is number one, obviously you're going to learn what's really important in your life, obviously, because if you don't have fucking access to all the other useless, dumb shit that you were doing in the past, maybe it might even be a healthier lifestyle for the most part. I know a lot of people are taking on drinking like crazy, especially the people that have kids and are having to go ahead and teach them.
God bless all you guys. That's a joy I do not know anything about.
That's a nightmare. Every morning it's been getting like earlier. That first cocktail gets earlier and earlier every day. God knows I want to break free. But no, it's. I really do feel like if you had an issue with your marriage in the past, you might have times to iron this thing out. Obviously it's creating a lot more stress and a lot more pressure on the household, but you kind of tend to like weed through the shit, to be honest with you. You start to, if you were like an absentee father or an absentee mother, now you're fucking home. Now you're around the kiddos a little bit more. You understand them a little bit more. And I think it's done really, for the most part, personally in my life, I think this has made me a better dad. I think it's made me a better husband. It's made me think a lot more clear, because my mind is not on 850 different things throughout my day. Yeah. I'm like a little bit more focused and determined. So
now, would you say you're the majority or the minority when it comes to that? Because I personally think it's the exact opposite for a lot of people. People are finally realizing, like, man, my relationship is not where I thought it was. It's more of a pain in the ass. My kids are getting on my nerves now.
Lewis! Mom! Mommy! Mama!
I think it all depends on what kind of a person you were going into this thing. Like, for instance, like you talk about, your dad implemented work ethic as you're a kid. So I feel
by the way, just before, now I figured out what my dad did, and I love him to death. So I mean, like, I forgot to say that part of it. I love him to death for what he did. Okay, go on.
Well, first part, like, parents, sometimes you got to be asshole. Like that I'm not your buddy. I'm your father. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people love being buddies with their kids. I get it at certain points, but I'm not here to be your friend, man. I'm here to fucking teach you. Like, regardless, boy or girl, I'm here to let you learn from my mistakes ultimately, and give you some, moral compass and direction in life. And hopefully you follow it, you stray away. Hopefully you get burned and you learn your lesson. So the way I looked at it was, I went into this thing a little bit up in the air on how the hell we're going to proceed. How's America going to go ahead and function? And then I keep reverting, America. I keep reverting back to, when the whole 9/11 thing happened back in 2001. Okay. And the amount of people bitching and complaining about spending an extra 45 minutes in the airport, having to arrive early, going through a fucking body screen.
It was a pain in the ass.
Some of us can't afford to fly privately.
Touche.
And but for the most part, but then they invented the pre-check. They invented certain TSA. Then they invented global entry. Yeah, man. Like, initially, obviously, the new norm is going to be different. But it happens all the time. We always got to fucking adjust, adapt and adjust, man. Darwinism. It is what it is. Inevitable. Figure it out. So stop bitching and complaining and worrying about having to show up a little bit earlier and all that other stuff, because they're going to find solutions. I feel like they really, really will. And if you just focus on you, making yourself a better human being every morning when you wake up, whether it's healthier, going for a walk, making a better decision on a meal, don't drink fucking 7 days a week. I haven't conquered that decision yet.
Nor have I.
But just maybe find one or two different, like even my little brother who was never one to set goals.
Okay.
I talked to him yesterday.
Most important thing in the world is goal setting.
Yes, man, and attainable goals. Not like, don't say, fuck, next week I'm going to invent a company, that's going to be like a Fortune 500. No, I get it. You start small.
Baby steps.
I understand. Yeah, baby
steps.
But even speaking with my brother yesterday, he's like, you know what? I've been taking mushrooms. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man.
I like this.
You're doing drugs all the time. And he's like, no, man. He goes, I do a little bit. And I'm like, why? Yes. He goes, because clarity. And I said, what do you mean? I'm not a big drug taking guy. So I'm like, what do you mean clarity? And he goes, well, having some mushrooms once in a while, it basically, gives you some clarity. I said, that's impossible. Every time I'll do a mushroom, I'm fucking like,
man, this is crazy. I hope I didn't brain my damage. I better check my pupils.
Right, I'm sitting in an empty field with a cooler underneath my arm, thinking I'm in the goddamn paradise of the world.
The main psychoactive ingredient in shrooms is called psilocybin. When ingested, the body breaks it down into the active drug psilocin, which makes its way to the brain. And here it begins to prevent the reuptake of the neurotransmitter serotonin, increasing its activity. On top of this, psilocin actually has a similar chemical structure to serotonin, meaning it can also bind to and stimulate receptors in the brain. This amplified stimulation causes you to perceive and experience things without any real stimulus. Specific emotional regions of the brain are chemically activated, which can lead to a sense of expanding consciousness. And because the drug temporarily alters the paths in your brain, thinking outside the box becomes extremely natural. They're not considered clinically addictive and cause little toxicity to other organ systems. In fact, a UK study found that they cause the least amount of damage, both to the individual and to others, when compared to other recreational drugs. Ultimately, scientists believe that the laws need to change around clinical testing of the drug so advanced research can be executed to fully understand both the positive and negative effects that this magic fungus has on our brain.
He's saying, no, man, I write down 2 things in the morning on what do I want to accomplish the next day. So I wake up, I obviously take care of the kids, I do what I got to do, and I write down on a piece of paper 2 things. I said, well, fuck. Relax, pump the brakes, man. Like, let's start with 1, you know what I mean? I was like, you're not exactly the most ambitious human being in the world, so let's start small. I get it too, right? Okay, cool. And he goes, and I just try to achieve those 2 the next day. And I
Phenomenal.
said, so you're making yourself better every fucking day you wake up.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and I said, wow, and it only took you 35 years to figure that out. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people don't understand what it takes to be better than the average man. There's a reason they say, you know, what is extraordinary? It's that little extra. Dedication, perseverance, accountability, you know.
Accountability is the biggest one, I think.
Huge.
Yeah.
When you hold yourself accountable for something, it's the difference between being the guy that's on his couch right now talking about, I don't want to go back to work. Why would I want to go back to work? Because the government's going to give me just about the same amount of money.
$2,000 a month, hell yeah.
I'm going to get the same amount of goddamn money, and I'm getting earlier, so I'm not going back to work. Or the guy that says, fuck it, let me go ahead and figure something out here where I can go ahead and parlay, learn a trade, get a language, better yourself, get in better shape, find something, find an answer to a problem that you've been searching for your whole life. And I think that, you know, I think that this has done that for me personally.
Okay.
And I feel like, you know, if society takes that small little step of bettering one thing that they if they had all the time in the world, like everybody was bitching and complaining about, I got no fucking time for this, I got no time for that, I got no time. Brother, you got nothing but right now. You've been home. You ain't got shit to do. You looked at that same pile of fucking trash in your backyard that you've been staring at for 3 years now. Now you got time to wake up in the morning and go move it. Or go put it in the dump. Or go figure something out. You know what I mean? Cut a goddamn plant. Cut a tree down.
Do something.
Plant a tree. Figure something out. You know what I mean? Do something that's going to better you and your family and your situation. So I think if we focus on that and taking care of our own and stop worrying about fucking Italy or Switzerland or France or Scotland. At the end of that little Greta Thunberg girl, the time traveler. Now they're coming out with pictures of her from being back in like the early ages when Jesus Christ was around.
Girl, I mean, like heaven forbid. The worst thing is
robbed my youth.
How dare you?
Then give me a solution.
You're fucking 17 years. Calm down.
If you have all this complaining, give me a fucking solution. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so easy to point out problems, isn't it?
Oh my God, yes.
I love those people. Those people that just sit there and just point out the obvious. Point the obvious. Yeah, you're fat. Okay, that's fine. Give me a solution.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand that there's a problem. I get it. Everybody has them. Everybody's aware of them. You're stating the obvious. But can you please give me the solution?
Do something or get the fuck off the stage.
Like, I'll never forget. People don't understand how big time corporate America works. Like when you get a 15-minute window of sitting with a CEO of a company or a major company, or a 20-minute window, which is considered a lot of time, don't go in there and explain to them their problems. My guess is they're very fucking well aware of what they got wrong with their company. Go in there with the goddamn solution and a punchline within the first 5 minutes and captivate them. Don't explain the obvious. They have a lot of money and they have a lot of resources to understand the obvious. You need to come in from right field and give them something that they've never heard of or never seen before, and within 5 minutes, knock their goddamn socks off. And people don't understand that. People would rather just sit there and just, the boat, man, that's got a water line on it right now. It's
love to bitch.
Oh,
it's
just
so easy to bitch.
Fucking complaining, man. The must be nice people. I call them must be nice people. Where, for instance, you go into Africa to go hunting. They don't realize the amount of hours that you spent in medical
Oh my
school. They don't
God.
understand the amount of trauma you've done to your elbow and your arm from an arm wrestling situation.
What happened?
They don't understand the rehab. They don't understand the stress, the time, the money, the hours to become great and become doing what you're doing. They just see you're on the corner of one of the nicest places in South Florida, and this is your office. Oh, fuck, must be nice.
Exactly.
I hate the must be nice people.
Oh my God.
Or you go on a
You're
vacation.
right.
Oh, look at this guy. He's on vacation again.
never
Must be
worked
nice. No, bitch, I've worked my ass off to be the must be nice guy.
Exactly.
Worked my balls off. I earned it. So, much like you, the one that's sitting at home pointing your finger as you're drinking your beer and eating your potato chip.
Petting your cats, you know what I mean? It's just like, Jesus Christ.
The must be nice people are annoying as hell to me. I don't like must be nice people.
And again, like even with with the people on your Instagram, I kind of maybe went too far with the arguments, but
that's why I
do
brought
love
you in.
to argue.
I knew you were going to go off. I knew you're way more educated in this than I am.
The whole concept is, if you want to sit there and hide behind, being anonymous, don't open your fucking mouth unless you want to sit there and say, this is who I am, this is my thing. There's nothing about me that anybody does not know.
Score feeding. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
And I'm open to fighting with you about COVID, about whatever you want to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But don't sit there behind a picture of you holding up like a cat and then being like, you're the horrible person, I'm going to kill your kids, fuck you.
You must get this quite a bit about the hunting.
I get death threats nonstop.
I'm wondering about the hunting thing all the time.
Well, see, and again, nobody understands. I've gone to Africa and I've hunted everything you can think of.
This argument is really counterintuitive and frankly kind of difficult to accept. But I ask that you keep an open mind and hear me out, because the evidence suggests that in specific situations, trophy hunting can really help endangered animals.
The real threat to these animals isn't trophy hunters. The real threats are loss of habitat and poaching.
We're a criminal cartel that systematically kills thousands of animals a year. We cut off the horns and tusks and sell them to foreign businessmen.
Why don't the locals stop them?
Well, they're kind of busy, living their lives.
Yeah, I got a family to feed. Why should I waste time protecting a freaking lion?
Zimbabwe with Cecil, the whole Cecil effect.
Yeah.
They went out and killed 200 lions because the hunters weren't coming in, and now these lions are killing cattle. They're killing people who live there, the indigenous people. So there's either we're getting $50,000 for that lion for you to hunt it and come in, or we're just going to poison it. Fuck it.
Some African nations came up with a plan. They took advantage of the existing demand for trophy hunting.
I would like to bazooka one rhinoceros, please.
And used it to fund animal conservation.
Fine. There's an aggressive male who's too old to breed, has attacked 3 people and killed 5 other rhinos. He's basically an arse. You can shoot him for $350,000.
Deal.
You know what I mean? It's a situation where animals, yes, I love animals. Animal abuse is the worst thing in the world, but hunting is the only reason you have national parks, the only reason you have any animals in the wild currently. That's what hunters' dollars do, around the world. And these people want to come in and bitch and moan. Okay, next time you go over to Africa and pay $50,000 for a photo safari.
He's gonna kill a rhino.
Yes, but we are going to use that money to save more rhinos.
Revenue from trophy hunting is the main way they fund new wildlife conservancies. And in South Africa, a portion of the proceeds from trophy hunting is given directly to local landowners. And that incentivizes them to give the rhinos land to live on and to protect them from poachers.
Fuck off. You're going over there paying $100 a day to sit there and take pictures. Good for you. That does nothing.
Right.
Nothing for that lion. Me going over and shooting one lion or one buffalo or doing that green hunt on the rhino, that provided more money for that animal so all the animals around it can benefit from it.
1/3 of all white rhinos in South Africa now live on private land, and their population has gone from just 100 to more than 18,000.
I'm so confused.
You know what I mean? And that's why if you're a hunter coming into Africa and you're wearing camo, they bow down to you at the airport. Because those people understand how important hunting is. But like I said, the what-ifers, or those people are just pointing fingers. Oh, shame on you.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you have leather seats in your car.
Oh, you bastard.
You know what I mean? What kind of dog food are you feeding? It's all horse shit. You know what I mean? Get out of here.
Yeah, I know.
It's a situation. I love to argue, but at the end of the day, it's just like you're arguing with people who argue on emotion. And people, even now with this COVID thing and everything else, when you argue with emotion, you have no ground to actually open your fucking mouth.
Totally.
You don't.
Totally.
You don't until you understand both sides of the argument. I understand all the things people are scared about COVID, blah, 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 but I've researched both sides. So I'm happy to get an argument with anybody about it because I know both sides.
I think that's why I'm very comfortable with talking about politics. I'm kind of, I'm
no bullshit
educated.
time. I like this now. Here we
Well,
go.
here's the thing. Here's the reason why is because number one, I'm Canadian, so I have an excuse. I'm not concerned with American
get out of
politics.
jail free
Yeah,
card.
I'm not really concerned about. Honest to God, Canadians, for the most part, when I go home and I talk to my friends, they're always asking me about like Trump this and politics, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care. I don't care because American politics really does dictate a lot what's going on in Canada. To be honest with you, it does all over the world, but
Canada is America's hat, isn't it? I mean,
for the most part, yeah. It's the little brother. It's the armpit. It's the whatever it might be. But yeah, for the most part, it's like I have no. Brother, if I'm allowed to hold my guns, if I'm allowed to make my money, if I'm allowed to do that shit, I'm fine. I'm not concerned with this bill, that bill, all the other stuff that's involved with politics because it's so goddamn crooked. On any side of the fence you're on, politics has gotten to the point where it's got to be the most crooked enterprise in the world. It really has to be because you could be persuaded and jaded and muscled into just about everything and everything that you want done. If you want a freaking law or a bill passed and you donate millions and millions of dollars, chances are you're probably going to get that bill passed.
You get that passed.
Regardless of whatever their faith or whatever their beliefs might be or their moral compass might be. You get the NRA in there giving you millions and millions of dollars for your campaign. Hell, you want to be the president? Better take that NRA money kind of thing. You know, I get it. I understand it. It is what it is. It's America.
I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
It's been this way. It's been this way forever and a day, man. It's like get fucking used to it. Like, man, just worry about your backyard. Worry about your house. Worry about your job.
Fucking lane is a good friend of mine always.
I like that friend. I like that friend quite a bit, man. I don't like to be accountable for other people.
No, and again, at the end of the day, I have. Honestly, I think in my circle, just because of where we are currently, more Democrats in my circle. I mean, all my patients.
Is there really?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
dude, down in the Keys,
we're in South Beach.
Shit, man, in the Keys, it's like they got Confederate flags flying in the Keys.
Really? Oh, okay, well, it's definitely not South Beach. I'll tell you that much.
It's strong, quite strong down there.
Oh my goodness!
It's every sandbar every weekend. It's freaking Trump 2020, brother.
I need a place down there then.
It's definitely pro-Trump. Didn't they have like some kind of boat caravan
from Jupiter all the way down because the guy was not allowed for some fucking reason to fly a Trump flag on his personal boat that he owned. He couldn't have a flag that said Trump. Exactly.
Every boat in the goddamn Keys almost has one.
Not in Jupiter Inlet, where it's again mostly Democratic. The whole concept, it's ridiculous. So that guy painted his entire boat with Trump. He said, "Fuck you guys."
He wrapped his boat.
Which again, I watched his. It was phenomenal.
That's
good for him. I tell everybody I'm a Republican. Meaning, if it affects anything when it comes to my freedom, my health, the way I conduct my life, I am Republican all the way. When it comes to gay rights and to smoking marijuana and to anything else that's more of a lifestyle decision, have at it. Just don't fuck with me.
Yeah,
with it. You know what I mean?
I don't care either.
Which it is. I could care less. You know what I mean? Like, and people can't sit there. If you're a Republican, you're pro-Trump no matter what. If you're a Democrat, you want to kill Trump. Yeah, blah blah. It gets so polarized.
That's why I think I've strayed away from politics. To be honest with you, because even I speak to a lot of people about politics, and even people that used to be politicians back in the day, where you were allowed a gray area. Like you can stand for more than right and left. You could have somewhat of a happy medium. Nowadays, it's like I have to take on all the beliefs of that side, regardless of if I want to or not.
What.
There's no happy medium. It's just like, God damn, man. There's no way that you could be that simple-minded that you're going to go ahead and just believe in every goddamn thing in the world that person says versus that person.
No matter what, even if you know it's wrong, you're still balls deep into, oh, well, hey, man, I can't go this way because it might help Trump no matter what.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's a shame.
I don't get it.
It's
I really
an
don't.
absolute shame. But, hey, it's the times we're living in and the whole new norm, as I guess you could kind of call it now.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking terrifying. I'm not going to lie.
Well, my wife was almost in tears the other day because there was an article that came out about the 5-year-old in New York that ended up passing away. Mm-hmm. And, like, she's sitting there at the counter last night looking at me. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, is this the first time a 5-year-old has passed away before? Like, I don't get it.
It happens every day.
That's what I told her. I said, you realize that there's like, 370 million people in the United States? I was like, so you're telling me that this one, obviously unfortunate, God, my heart is with their family. Like, losing a 5-year-old kid has got to be the most gut-wrenching thing in the world.
Yeah.
I understand that part of it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a cold-hearted bastard, but I'm not going to just automatically jump to the conclusion or associate it with COVID. And there might be some new concern for me to be taking care of my 6- and 4-year-old because of a young man in New York at the age of 5 passing away because what they think is like some deemed strand of a possible COVID tie-in. I don't know. I really don't know.
This is where people don't understand. again, the media loves to just scare people because the more you're scared, the more you need to learn.
Well, you notice
what
that
it
people
is.
are starting to move around a little bit more now. Like
Thank
people
God.
are starting to get back up and doing things. Parks are opening, marinas are opening, people are on the boats. They're getting a little bit more comfortable with this. And I think there is going to be another push towards like, let me go ahead and scare these people back into their house again.
When you sent it to me last night, I was on my couch. I was actually looking at your Wikipedia page, catching up on everything about you, and I'm just like, oh, you fucking kidding me. Why? Because now it's a possible strain. They think it might be there, but what is the fucking headline? 5-year-old dies most likely because of COVID.
Most
it's just
likely.
like,
Yeah, the minute you throw COVID in there, it's like those certain words that'll trigger those high frequency trading hedge funds. That war, president says this, opens his mouth and says that, and it just automatically triggers high frequency.
Stock market tanks
boom,
like 100
down.
points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's clickbait. Ultimately, you're
It's
looking at
100%
you
what it
associate anything with the word COVID, it's clickbait. But
and again, the sad thing is with this whole COVID thing, I like you had said earlier in this talk that this COVID pandemic, and again, I'm air quoting for people who are listening to the podcast, not watching it, is people. You really come to find out people are sheep.
They are.
It's a scary. There's shepherds who sit there and say, listen, okay, CNN said this, Fox said this. Let me do some research on that.
Totally. I think
nobody wants to fucking do it. They'll be spoon-fed some kind of bullshit.
Please, sir. I want some more.
From Don Lemming, or what's his name, Chris Cuomo, which I
Cuomo,
find as
Cuomo,
and again, I'm gonna call him Fredo because I am Italian, so I can say that name.
Insult me like that. I didn't insult you. Call me Fredo. It's like I call you punk. You like that?
That guy is the worst thing in the world. He sits downstairs and says, "Oh my God, I have COVID." Blah blah blah.
I'm doing the show, as you know, in my basement in COVID containment. Is this the new normal? Is this how it's going to be? No. I can't always be in my basement. You can't always be in your house. We got to get back to work. I'm down in the basement. We're doing it super strict.
Then he sneaks out and goes fucking bike riding.
Saw that.
Almost gets in a fight with some elderly gentleman because he's so steroided out.
Just last week, Cuomo admitted getting into a fight with a bicyclist who harassed him for going outside and congregating with other people, something CNN has been vilifying ordinary people for wanting to do.
We had a huge day today in Casa Cuomo. Take a look at this. All right, here it is. The official re-entry from the basement. Cleared by CDC. A little sweaty. Just worked out. Happens. This is what I've been dreaming of, literally for weeks. This is the dream. Just to be back up here doing normal things.
That was fake.
It's blatant. And then he comes back and
is he vascular and everything too?
Oh my God, he's fucking
know.
out of his mind.
I don't know.
I mean, if you listen to shit he says and the shit they catch him on, nobody calls him on it. Nobody. Don Lemon grabbing some dude's dick in fucking the Hamptons. I don't know if you saw this sexual assault.
No way.
Did you hear about it?
No, of course
Why
not.
not? Because it's fucking Don Lemon. That's why.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck anymore. And it's a situation where it's like, let's start holding the people who are in charge of the news accountable for their bullshit. But we can't because the people reporting that own the news.
Well, you get a giant sample size of it down here, especially because of, unfortunately, the Cuban population had to go through the whole Fidel Castro thing, and they've been through regimes of dictatorship and influence, and how word spreads because of any kind of hope. Like we see it there was a point in time down here where every year there was a rumor of Fidel dying, and the parties that were happening in the streets was freaking insanity, pots and pans, you name it. But then you find out the next day, Fidel didn't die. But that's just Radio Mambing. Like that's just it, man. It's like you find ways to travel news, and I feel like people are so influenced and stories get so warped. Whether it's coming back from a big fishing trip, by the end of the week, that one dude that caught 73 sails, now it's going to travel up to Canada, and the guy caught 144 sails. Like it's the way that things work. It's sexier, it's more interesting,
Exactly. It's more attention grabbing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what
Nobody
it is.
wants normal. So that's why the news is 95, somebody getting killed, this guy shot this guy, stories, and then at the very end of the storyline, you're going to get something positive at the end of it. You'll never get generic run-of-the-mill stories because nobody wants to hear that.
Which is what really goes on in the world. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
crazy,
we
man.
Make up a bunch of crazy
Especially
shit.
in a place like this, I find that Miami, as great as it is, this place is one of the best places in the world, but it's also one of the worst places in the world.
It is. And again, if you find good people, and luckily enough, I've been able to find people who are family that I consider that. And again, it's a very small.
That's the thing with this place. This place. I always say this day in and day out is the smallest, biggest city I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Because the degrees of separation that are here, holy Hannah, from my former players that I used to play with to new friends that I meet to learning about how they know each other to, just one dude in Jupiter played golf with, and it's just the degrees of separation are remarkable, especially in a city like this where
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
The amount of transplants that are coming from all over the world, but all of a sudden, my buddy that owns a bar in Italy, his friend was here. He's the food minister for Italy, and all of a sudden, I'm having dinner with just little mini things like that are just. This is the place. This really is the place. It's crazy. It's hot. It's sexy. It's a freaking crooked place to be. Politician-wise, everything is corrupt.
My God.
Nobody.
Yes.
The crazy thing about this city is, like you said it. Your circle of friends is very, very important. That's why you keep them few, and you keep them close to you.
We're starting our own circle of trust, and guess what? You're not in it.
My circle is extremely small as well,
I can only imagine.
Because I could weed out. Man, you give me 5 minutes and I'll weed a dude out in a heartbeat. Fuck
yeah, man.
Not interested. I know there's an
Thanks
angle.
to Google this day and age. I mean, time out, motherfucker.
There's some serious angles in this city. Everybody, I find that for the most part, and it's rare. That's why I know. Usually, somebody hanging out with you or meeting you, giving you a call back or a text back is because they need something or they're going to future want something.
1,000,000% right. They're a parasite.
Yeah, the leeches that are here that are looking to find a way to earn a buck or earn an introduction or a friend or a favor.
Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me.
This is the capital of it. This is why this is the insurance fraud capital of the goddamn world, this place down here. So
Dude, man, it's
you mix that in with a couple crazy Wajitos and Baceros that come on over here, and bro, it's all over with. You can get people killed for about $5,000. You get them dumped in the Everglades, whatever you want to do. It's an option here. It's obviously open.
All right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. What are your thoughts on the Tiger King?
You can guarantee I'm gonna put a cap in your ass the first time to make you squirm around on the ground, and then I'm gonna put a bullet right between your fucking eyes.
I'm gonna ask every guest on this one.
Well,
I have to go.
Well, here's the thing. I know you're a junkie about this.
I am, because it's America in a nutshell, because we love tragedy. We love seeing people just fall off the rails. And you can't get better than that fucking series.
It checks every box.
Every box. You hate everybody.
Polygamy, homosexuality,
methamphetamine,
meth, drugs,
tigers,
toothless West Virginia looking human beings that live down here in Florida.
Run Cummins, rub them balls in my face. And everybody that works here knows exactly what I'm talking about, because you've seen his balls.
Like OG.
Balls on some guy's face at a funeral.
What are the chances? Getting their arm ripped off and going back to work the next day?
Can you believe that?
Brother, if you were in Miami and you get your arm ripped off, you're suing and you're living the dream. You're owning one of these goddamn yachts that are out in front of us here.
Man, I'm getting a tiger tattooed across my chest if that happens. You know what I mean?
Goddamn trophy.
It's insane, man.
Let me go and get back to work here real quick. Jesus Murphy, man, you had every box that you could check off.
Again, I still don't know. They called her a girl in the show, and then I saw a small episode. It's a guy. I don't know who that person was. It a guy or a girl?
No, I think it's a girl.
Is it a girl?
It's a girl, yeah.
Because somebody, and if you saw, did you see the bonus episode?
No.
She said it was a guy. I was like, I still don't.
She might be doing that changing thing. She might be doing the Jenner thing. She might be doing the Jenner thing. And then again, kudos. If that's your flavor.
I just didn't understand it because they keep referring to her different ways, and she was just okay.
I imagine, and that's another thing. It's like who was it that I think I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast or something like that, and the one dude was on there talking about Jenner, and clearly he was like, "No, goddamn it, that's a man. I don't care." She wants to, maybe Caitlyn wants to claim as no, man, no, that ain't a female. I was dying. I was just like, oh, here we go.
When it came to that, I was broken up. You want some more?
I'm not gonna say no.
Okay, good then. I was just gonna
kudos.
Say. I was kind of, when she won Woman of the Year.
No. That was a giant piece of bullshit farce.
Again, hey, God bless her for.
It was like a hero award or something like that, wasn't it?
There are so many amazing women
I know,
in this world. I mean, women who I am jealous of because they're just awesome. You know what I mean? And you give it to somebody who came out, and how much money did she make off of that transformation? Do you think that's... dude, give me tits. Give me $10 million. I'll wear tits around for 10 years.
And then the whole helicoptering in campaign to go ahead and show off. He was hiding behind, the lace curtains and all that. Or she was, sorry, whatever. I don't know, man. I'm not politically correct anyway, so.
No, hey, again, this is a no bullshit.
What's the name of this one again? No bullshit
podcast. No limits, no boundaries.
With ridiculous bullshit.
There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. do whatever you want. Whatever's going to make you happy at the end of it. Here's my thing.
God bless you.
That's my thing. I think the world is a much better place if you are happy. So if you're happy being a boy, a girl, gay, straight.
Do fussy, fussy, fussy. You do Martha Graham, Martha Graham, Martha Graham. Or Twyla, Twyla, Twyla. Or Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd. Or Madonna, Madonna, Madonna. But you keep it all inside.
Black, white, pink, purple, goddamn lion rider, tiger, whatever the fuck you want to do. Whatever's going to put a smile on your face and make you a better, happier human being and not be miserable, brother.
Just don't impose your views on everybody else.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. The second you start sitting there and say, I got to change this because of this. No. No, you don't. You have you won. Quit trying to expand what you want to do.
That's another thing. That's another thing too.
It's fine. Just don't fuck with my life.
Media and radio and the business that I'm in, like they want you to have almost like a debate. Like they need the devil's advocate in every conversation. I'm like,
the devil's in the details, and the advocate's the way to be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm the person that's like, you know, I don't even want to waste my fucking time with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Agree to disagree. Can we do that? Cool. You do you, I do me.
Willing to agree to disagree.
No, agree to disagree, man. Like. I don't have the energy nor the time or the patience to try to change your mindset. If you want to feel that way, go.
How about it?
Cool, man. As long as you're not fucking with me or my family or my life, you know, man, do whatever you want to do.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
The Twitter tough thumb guy. I don't like the Twitter tough thumb guy. I'm a firm believer of, okay, hold on a minute. I'm not having more than 1 or 2 responses to you. If you really want to talk about it, let's go ahead and meet somewhere. We'll figure this out like grown-ass men.
Live. We offered a live with this fucking person.
I know.
He wouldn't take it. It's just like, then shut the fuck up.
Well, wasn't it the deal was like his wife was a physician or something like that? And she was coming home and telling him stuff to say or whatever,
and like, oh my God, well, she's an MD. It's just like, congratulations.
Right, cool, man. Encyclopedia medicine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody comes in, oh, you have high cholesterol medication. No, that's bad fucking medicine. What's your diet? What are you doing?
That's another thing. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I know this is your podcast, but your previous guest was obviously in a lot better shape and a lot better looking than I am, which I wanted to fuck with you a little bit because you guys did like the double pose, like the Mr. Olympia thing.
You wait till you see our picture after this. We're gonna do it as well.
It's gonna be awesome. And my brother was like, "Dude, you better do some push-ups." And I was like, "Fuck no, I'm eating Burger King on the way here.
Eating tacos and bacon and sour cream.
I'm eating everything and getting bloated and fat." And I'm just gonna freaking sit there and just and rock the pose. Before COVID, after COVID. Yeah, this is exactly what's going on.
Quarantine post.
Exactly. But I just want everybody to be fucking happy. Like at the end of the day, the world is such a better. You wake up in the morning. Sometimes I look at my wife and. Well, usually I do a lot.
Sometimes?
But sometimes like in the morning, like I get it. It's hard, man. The kids, it's a pain in the goddamn ass. Zoom this, meeting that, set up on computers, switching back and forth. It's tough. It's not easy, man. If it was easy, that's what makes me appreciate teachers a lot more is going through this stuff. But I look at my wife sometimes, I'm just like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You're pissy already.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
What are you mad? What are you mad about? Like, what is so fucking bad right now?
You woke up. I mean, like, congratulations. Be happy you opened your fucking eyes. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, nobody understands.
That's what I'm like. Hold on a minute. We live on the water. We have a beautiful boat. You have a lot of money in the bank. You have beautiful cars. You have 3 gorgeous girls. You have everything.
By the way,
Thank you.
Girls.
You have everything you could. I know you always want more as a human being. You always want more.
I'd trade it all for a little more.
But step back, take a look at what the hell's going on.
Appreciate it.
And you're that mad right now? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? What is making you so bitchy and what is making your day so miserable?
Why so serious?
That this is going to affect you through the rest of the day right now. I don't like that.
It affects your daughters.
It kills everybody's mood. It kills everybody's mood.
I mean, it affects everybody.
My mother-in-law, my swagger that comes over in the morning, she's like, just give me the baby, let me go upstairs. And she doesn't want to be around it because that energy.
Please.
I prefer to stand.
I know I don't want to sound like a fucking like an energy type person,
dude.
You're into that?
I again 100%.
That energy, that negative, fucking antagonist, pessimistic energy. It's contagious, man. It really is. I'm a firm believer in that. Put a smile on your even. Fucking fake it till you make it, man. Like, if it's that miserable, don't let people see that it's that miserable.
Exactly.
Make the decision to, every day you could really dictate how you're going to go ahead and approach that day. I understand shit is not good right now. People have lost a lot of money. They've lost their jobs. things are taken away from them, that the liberties, whatever it might be.
But by the way, congratulations, you fucking woke up this morning. You know what I mean? Like, you opened your eyes.
There's
You know what I
people
mean?
that
You
are
can
sitting in
walk,
hospitals
you can
right
talk,
now.
You can fucking breathe.
And and I'm just talking about like the current
That's what I'm
situation.
saying.
Like,
It's people don't
you were
understand that.
born fucking healthy. Number one, we have 3 healthy. Let's start from the basics. You know what I mean? We're not having to go ahead and travel back and forth to a hospital because our kid was born with X, or your parents are dying, or you know what I mean? There's so much worse shit in the world. This is funny. This is actually really, really funny. So I'm at a place where I would go get IVs down near my house, down in Miami in Pinecrest. And we're sitting there, we're having a conversation, and one of the guys that was there was talking to the owner of this clinic. And the owner of this clinic had a freaking tragic accident. He was at his son's baseball game. A drunk driver drove over the fence in the park, drove out of right field. He threw 2 people away to get out of the way, and she ran over his legs and everything. Bro, took his legs.
The most intense drunk driving accident I've ever heard.
It was crazy.
Was it on purpose?
It was during the day too. It wasn't even like a night. It was at a afternoon baseball game at a kid in a park where there's 100 kids of playing baseball.
What?
And yeah, this lady took his legs along with a few other things you could imagine. And this guy is sitting there. Obviously, he's great spirits. The guy's like super positive outlook on life. Obviously, you go through some shit when that happens. He woke up, he didn't even know he didn't have legs. Like, his wife had to clear the room after 3 days. After 3 days of being sober and like out of like meds and all this other stuff, he still was like, hey, call the doctor. My legs are bothering me. They feel like they're like hanging off the bed. I feel like my legs are like hanging off the bed. Can you elevate the end of the bed?
Phantom pain.
And then finally she's like, okay, everybody's got to go. She had to tell him that he had no legs. And they made the decision without him knowing.
The knee or
above the knee on one leg and below the knee on the other. Yeah, like not fucking cool, like not awesome. And basically the moral of that story was the guy was sitting on the edge of the table and he was like, he looks at me and he goes, oh my God, dude, I remember you. I was at that Fiesta Bowl game. Remember when you guys lost the national championship? And I was like, well, fuck, my parents died in a car accident too. Like, you want to talk about that? And we start laughing. And he's like, hey, no, for real, man. That was I was in the stands. That was the worst feeling in the world. And then the guy with no legs is sitting there and he goes, I think I might have a little bit of a worse feeling than that. And I rolled.
I can trump that.
So he's got a really good personality too, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, you just trumped him with, I have no goddamn legs. That's probably a little bit worse than losing a football game. Dude, it was the best thing in the world. It was so fun. We giggled about it. We laughed about it. But it's perspective. You know what I mean?
It's relativity.
That's all it is, man.
Exactly.
Take everything with a grain of salt. Think about what you got going on. Be blessed. Be happy for your current situation. If you don't like your current situation, fucking change it.
And again,
do an effort to change it.
So you were talking about your brother doing the whole microdosing aspect.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer in microdosing. I have been doing that for a long
mushrooms.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mushrooms.
I haven't done mushrooms since I was like in high school.
No, dude, phenomenal. I've been doing this.
Is it legal down here? Is mushrooms legal?
So in California, they've decriminalized all plant medicine. So things like ayahuasca and San Pedro and stuff. Theoretically, it's not legal, but it's not illegal. You get like a parking
still
ticket.
Frowned upon.
Frowned
taboo.
upon, yeah, because it works.
Right.
As you can see with your brother, he's now making those steps.
Yeah.
With myself, so I had this happen. This whole accident with that.
I can't even watch the video, by the way. It's gnarly. I don't even want to see it.
What happened? Broke my arm.
My brother loves that shit. He loves that like hood sites where you watch like all these Brazilians and Mexican cartels skinning people and burning them alive. I can't watch that stuff, man.
You know what's crazy?
I'll vomit.
No, the fucking nut thing is, so I mean, I had that happen to me. So
and you were giggling in the video after you snapped.
What happened? Broke my arm. You broke your arm? Yeah. Just because I knew it was going to happen. Thankfully, I was able to.
Did you feel it?
Oh,
as it snapped?
It sounded like a gunshot.
Oh yeah.
The maitre. So we're in Zuma, which is been to Zuma. It's a very fancy restaurant. We're in the back private room, super fancy.
Testosterone is just flying right now.
Testosterone was rocking.
Yeah.
And the maitre d' from the front came all the way back and said, yo, something happened back here? Because it was that fucking loud. This humorous going, it was insane. And the thing is, the second it happened, I was just like, time out, I got this. Because again, a lot of people don't credit what I do as medicine. They think it's voodoo, all right? So I said, this is my one chance to prove.
So you went that fast into that theory?
Immediately. Because again, like, I had been into the whole
blessing in
mushroom
disguise.
aspect. And exactly, this stupid scar right here is the most important thing that has ever happened to me my entire life.
It's weird, right? When people would look at that
life.
and be like, you're fucking crippled for the rest of your life now. And then you'll have the whole,
this is
there's
why.
2 ways to approach things.
This is why. So we sat there, and we pop it, we go in there, and of course, Mount Sinai, terrible. ER.
Really?
Oh my God. I got there, it was July 3rd. So of course, no orthopedic surgeon in all of Miami wanted to come in. Exactly, that's what it is. So I'm in there as a physician, right-handed on IGF and just all this stuff. I'm going to heal fast. You know what I mean? Like super fast. So now this break is here. I have my arteries, my veins, and my nerves. So it's a dangerous break.
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's like possibly amputation if you don't get that shit properly.
100%.
Yeah.
So we sit there and the guy's like, oh, well, they're not going to come in. We'll do this. They put a splint for a 90-year-old woman on my arm. And again, at the time, I was bigger than I am now. Like literally, the splint just went like this. So
Like
I
a popsicle stick? They tied a popsicle stick to it?
Pretty much. And so I get home, and my fucking brother, my brother now is a urologic reconstructive surgeon, but at the time he was doing traumatic surgery in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which is like the largest traumatic surgery on this side of the Mississippi. Wow. He gets on, he's like, what the fuck are you? Get in there, you needed surgery, blah. Like, he's flipping
Freaking out, yeah.
So I go back the next day, and the guy's like, I thought you'd be back. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I was expecting you to come back.
How do you like them apples?
So I'm like, really? So he goes, we're going to have to give you ketamine this time.
Say what?
I'm like, ketamine? Time I turn this frown upside down.
Yeah.
He goes, because of, again, the whole metabolism aspect, I burn through anti-pain, anti-anesthesia, all this stuff very quickly. So ketamine was the only thing that worked because it's a dissociative.
Ketamine interferes with glutamate signaling. Remember that glutamate is the major neurotransmitter that makes neurons more active, and it's in around half of all the connections in your brain. As you can imagine, interfering with it has some pretty wide-ranging effects. At high doses, ketamine effectively disconnects higher and lower brain areas, cutting people off from the outside world. It somehow causes the brain to produce more chemicals that are basically neural fertilizers, helping neurons to grow new connections. When combined with other treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy, this could allow some patients to rapidly develop new pathways that help them to better regulate their emotions.
Okay? So it dissociates mind from body. So if you're a kid or a very elderly person, or if you were in a car accident and your legs chopped off, they'll come and pop you with ketamine real quick because it takes your mind out of your
That's
body.
obviously like triage type of shit, right? Like military
pretty much,
stuff,
yeah.
right?
So I sit there, I was like, I had no clue what it was. I had just started dating this one girl. My sister was there. I said, I don't know what I'm going to say while I'm on this. Everybody out. You know what I mean? Like everybody out. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, and I'm jacked at the time. You know, I was in the best shape of my life. I'm fucking having fun. I'm a physician. I just started this out here.
Making dough and banging tons of chicas.
It was great. You
But
know?
I like the quality, not quantity aspect of your answer the other day. That was good.
Quantity.
That's really, really good.
It's important. People don't understand that.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't.
So I'm in that hospital bed, and the doctor's in there, and the nurse comes in. And this guy, I can tell you the day he put into this vein right here. You can even where that little dot is. He screwed this thing of ketamine into me. And he looks at me, and goes, "You're about 220." I said, "When you're cut up, you look a lot heavier than you are because you look like you got to be at least 220."
You're like a
I was 190.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so he's overdosed me in ketamine. That's a huge deal. 30-pound difference. So he comes in, whack.
To infinity and beyond.
And is that a drug that's like you instantaneously feel,
dude,
or no?
I felt that medication, and again, he had looked at the doctor, and the doctor just goes, put his glasses down. Again, this is probably the most impactful moment of my life, so I remember it. I could smell the
very vivid, yeah.
The doctor just goes, he'll have a better trip. Just push it quickly, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what? And I felt that medication. It was warm. Come through here. Came up the front of my.
You don't
bicep.
need to flex while you're doing it. This son of a bitch. This is just shameful.
Right through
this
here,
is shameful.
Right through here, and it pooled right here in the back of my neck, and I'm just like. Wait, what?
It grabbed your traps?
No, it was like a warm feeling right here. Just
really?
Like right in the base of my neck. I'm like, what the? And it shot through my face. I was gone. I watched. Look, I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, people say it's almost like
a
separation thing, right? Like you could actually like remove yourself from your body.
This is what it does. So what happens is it separates your mind from your body. So I sat there, and as this drug, because it was a push, so it was a heavy dose of it immediately. Whereas
it wasn't a drip.
No, it wasn't. This is immediate. So my brain literally went from my body, goes whoop, like I had died in a way. And I went through and I saw the people in my life who weren't that important fall away. I saw every one of them. Then the acquaintances. Then the good friends.
God damn, you about to meet Mother Ayahuasca or something like that? So similar.
I'm getting to that point. So then it came to friends, and then family, and then the last person I saw was my mother. My mother's my best friend. Bar far.
Yeah,
and I saw her
you love
drop
your mommy.
away.
You're a mommy's boy.
I love my mom. You know, we're playing Scrabble on my leg and tattoos because that's how much I love my mom.
That's pretty fun.
And so I saw them all fall away, and I thought I had died. And I'm in a K-hole. In a K-hole, if you've never been there, it's just like you're on a spaceship.
They refer to that as a ketamine hole?
Ketamine hole, or a K-hole. And you're on a spaceship, and you're going. And I sat there.
I'll dumb it down for you, ladies and gentlemen.
K-hole. And I literally, during that time, and again, I'm going to get to why what I think your brother is doing is what we all need to do, the microdosing. I sat there and reprogrammed my entire life in 45 minutes.
Glutamate is what many of the neurons in your brain use to communicate with each other. And without it, well, your brain would essentially shut down, like a city grid without power. Now, at high doses, ketamine seems to block glutamate. That's why it's such an effective anesthetic. But in low doses, like what you might find at a club, or in a spray of the FDA-approved drug esketamine, it actually ramps up glutamate production, and that comes with all kinds of side effects. It can make you hallucinate or feel as though you're losing touch with reality. And it might also help build new connections or synapses between neurons, electrifying new parts of that city grid.
I swear
Did it feel like forever, or was it one of those
like
situations?
3 weeks. And the nice thing is I'm sitting there and looking at it because I was always trying to be the biggest, the best looking, the strongest, the fastest, the most in shape.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating. I wanna get started.
You should never have that as your main goal in life. Okay, because there will always be somebody smarter.
Says
than
the
you,
guy who was probably the
faster than
best
you.
in shape, the best looking.
Back then, yes.
Looking ripped as shit. Not afraid to take a shirt
Well,
off at
again,
any point in time.
My fucking dad was like, listen, there'll always be somebody stronger than you, somebody smarter than you, somebody faster than you. He goes, but your fucking personality had better be the best in the room because you should never be.
That's why I got married to a 10, ladies and gentlemen. Not because of what you see sitting here in a chair. That's
personality.
For sure. Make her laugh, man. That's a secret to success. Be good. Be good at what you do. Sell yourself, man.
Sell yourself. Be
your
confident.
looks will fade. You're going to get fat at one point in time in your life. You know what I mean?
And accept it. And the thing is, with me, I was able to accept, like, listen, I don't need to be that person. I don't need to be the number one, blah, blah, blah. I backed up. So during that time, I had backed up my business and said, this is what I'm going to do with my business. And again, I couldn't work because I'm right-handed.
Right.
I can't do both. I can't do anything.
You learned how to jerk your meat with your left hand.
Oh my God, that was the most insane thing.
But you were like a good-looking dude, so I imagine you didn't have to jerk your meat.
Hold on, you wait for this one. So I sit there and I reprogram everything, and I'm going, and I come out of this fucking thing. I'm like, this is what I need in my business. Not working that month, I doubled what I made in that month, and then I doubled it again the next month, just on reprogramming how I worked and approached my business. Going forward, then I get to Baptist, where I have this lovely, I forget her name. She comes in, she's like the head specialist for my arm, because what happened was when I went through surgery, I woke up and I could do this, but I could go like this and you could see the bone coming out of my arm. Like,
oh, it never fused.
No, because they didn't give me surgery. I needed surgery that night. 10 days goes by, I don't see a doctor yet.
Did Mount Sinai. Break it then?
Oh, it was completely, no, this is the best part. So I sit there and finally I was like, I don't like calling favors in. I have a lot of very unique patients that I could call a lot of favors in. Never done it. I said, I have to do it. Because my brother's so far up my ass. Now my hand is like, it's turning in. So I called one in and they finally get me to see a doctor. The doctor's like, well, we can do surgery. Yeah, we need to do it. Of course, I'm going hunting in Africa in a month. So I was like, I better get this fucking done. So I go through, I go through the surgery. And of course, you know, the night before I get shit-faced.
Wow.
I wake up with a hangover on my surgery, which is 6. I wake up at 4, being like, I gotta call my brother. Can I take anything for this? Because it was the worst hangover you could think of. I got fucking ripped.
Good for you.
Because of course my dad's like, I'm coming down for your surgery. I'm gonna help. My dad did nothing but come down and fucking party and get shit-faced.
That's my excuse
that
to come
son
down.
of a bitch. You know what I mean?
That's my excuse to come down to Miami.
Like I have a picture of him laying passed out, being like, "This is my father helping me with my surgery." So anyway, so I go to surgery. My brother tells me, "Okay, take A, B, and C." I wake up, and again with a wrist drop. So that means you could have I'll give you 10 grand to give me a thumbs up. I'd be like this.
Oh, really?
So imagine waking up like he woke up without any legs,
yeah,
like the ability to move them. I woke up being like this. I'm like, what the? Because I could do this beforehand. I had to break an arm. They had to go in and re-break the arm, cut the nerve, replace it. My surgery was supposed to be 30 minutes. Took an hour and a half. Okay. Wow. So I get out of the entire thing. Then I come back and I'm just like, I was sad for about a minute. And I sat and said, fuck it. This is an opportunity to prove what I do works.
Is that a toot?
Yes.